Hey skaters, it's Stace here from Next Stitch Tutorials. In today's lesson, I'm going to be showing you some common mistakes that happen while spinning. Then I'm going to show you how to create the perfect spin. All right, so we're going to be looking at the 3 major mistakes that happen while spinning. And I don't know one skater that hasn't come across one of these throughout their skating career. Now, we're going to be looking at the mistake, how it affects them, and then how to fix it. So the very first one that we're going to be looking at today is staying too low in our knee going into the spin. So it looks something like this. It's too low to start with. They push into the spin and they're too much down in their knee. And then by the time that spin happens, they pull up and they are off balance. You have to remember that we're not in a lock leg, but we're not sitting so low in our knee. So let's take a look at it one more time, the mistake first. So you push in, this isn't bad, and then we sit too low and then you pull up into it. Can you see how that affects my spin? I'm so low and then I want it to increase with speed, so I come out of it, but then I have no balance. So how are we going to fix it? I want you to, in between sitting low and staying high. So just a slight knee bend here. And then we're gonna pull up into the spin. So I push under, just a slight knee bend, and then catch it. So that is our very first mistake. Now, the second mistake that we have no curve whatsoever when we go into that spin. So the first part is great. We push under, this is a great curve, then we step, and then we have no edge going in. And this one is super common because we don't quite hit that outside edge that we need to hit. It's more of a flat, and then we try to pull up into it, and then it does this beautiful travel, which we don't want. So let's take a look at it one more time. We push under, you step, and then into the body. So how do we fix that? You are just going to hold that edge until it naturally 3 turns, because what we're trying to do, we're taking that line speed and we are converting it into circle speed. So this is how we're gonna fix it. We're gonna push under, we're gonna press the outside edge, and then pick it up. It will naturally turn. The longer you hold it, it's gonna naturally turn into that 3 turn for that upright spin. All right, now I know what you're probably thinking, Stace, I know I need more curve. How do I get more curve? Well, the first thing that you're gonna do is you're going to step onto that curve. You're gonna step out. So it's gonna look like this. You're gonna push under, then you're gonna step out. By stepping out, it already puts you on that curve. Look what happens when I step underneath my body. So I do this great inside edge here, I step underneath, and then I push. It's not comfortable and you don't feel that edge right away. So I want you to think about stepping out a bit more. So we're gonna go push under, and here's the step out, step out. Now, what if you have a different entry, like an inside 3 turn? The same thing applies. Inside 3 turn, step out onto that edge. The stepping out instantly gives you that curve that you want before your spin. So it doesn't matter which entry you use, step out onto that foot. Now, the third common mistake that we have is trying to increase your speed way too soon. What does that look like? You have a great push under, you have this step out, and then you try to accelerate it way too soon before you even had balance. Yes, we want to increase our speed in our spins, but it's at the right time. It's not right away you increase your speed. You have to get balance first. I want you to balance and then add the extra speed. So let's take a look at what that looks like here. Push under. You have this step out. I'm balanced. And then you can increase your speed. Before you increase it, you have to be balanced. You have to be over yourself. And then you can add the speed with your arms or your free leg, whatever spin you're doing. But there has to be balance to begin with. All right, before we move on, I want you to click on the link below in the description for your free PDF guide on the 10 hacks every figure skater should know. This is something I wish I had someone tell me, but it was no. Like, Stacey, you figure it out by yourself. For an example, no one told me early on that I needed to air out my skates. I would finish skating, put them in my bag, zip it up, and then unzip it, and it smelled like a wet dog until my friend said, hey, you should be airing out your skates. So it's hacks like these that every figure skater should know, and they're laid out and you can go over them and then start to use them to make your figure skating career so much easier or less smelly. So click on the link below and check it out. So we know all three mistakes. Let's put them together and create the perfect storm. So go here. We step flat and we bring it in. So that's putting the stepping flat too low and then trying to increase the speed way too fast before we have balance. Now let's do it one more time. Now we're gonna create the perfect spin, and we're gonna put those three mistakes and we're gonna try to fix them with what we spoke about. So, gonna push under, I'm gonna step out, I'm not gonna be too low, I'm gonna get balance, and then I'm gonna pull in. So with that one, I just thought about stepping out, not sitting too low in my knee, getting balance before I pulled in for the spin. Now let's take a look at other spins and how this applies for all of our spins. The first spin that I'm gonna do is a sit spin. I'm still gonna think about that stepping out and then down. All right, now let's take a look at the camel spin. I'll do it from an inside three turn just for a different look. Inside three turn, I'm gonna step out and then camel. Fabulous. Now, let's look at a back spin. So with this one, I'm still gonna be thinking about that stepping out onto a new edge. So I'm gonna push forward. I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna get balance. And then I'm gonna pull in. And there you have it. By using these three steps, we'll give you that perfect spin every single time, or the majority of the time, yes? So let's just recap on those. Make sure that we step out so we have a nice curve. Making sure we're not sitting too low in our knee to begin with. We don't want to be down here and then trying a spin. And the third one is getting balance before increasing that speed. All right, there you have it. Those are my three common mistakes that skaters tend to have while spinning. I hope that this helps you to give you that fast spin that you've always wanted, or the center spin. So use it, apply it, and you will see improvement. Thanks for watching Next Edge Tutorials, and see you in our next lesson.